now.
I'm going to say, in case you missed what Cawthorn originally said, here it is. He goes, the sexual perversion that goes on in Washington, being kind of a young guy in Washington where the average age is probably 60 or 70, you look at all these people, a lot of them that I've looked up to through my life. I've always paid attention to politics. Then all of a sudden you get invited. We're going to have a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. It's a sexual get-together. We're going to have a
very sexual get-together.
We're going to have a sexual-style brunch at my house in Georgetown. Madison, we'd love it if you attended. He goes here, we're going to have a sexual get-together at one of our homes. You should come. What did you just ask me to come to? And then you realize they're asking you to come to an orgy. Some of the people leading on the movement to try to remove addiction in our country, and then you watch them do a key bump of cocaine right in front of you. And it's like, this is wild.
Actually, Madison, if they're doing key bumps, it shows that they are aware of the problem of addiction, and they're being moderate in their imbibing. Yeah. You should applaud them for it.
Who do we think was hosting the sexual get together, and who do we think was doing coke in front of him? Because he did it. We think that there's some element of cap here, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
But again, the McCarthy reaction is such that there's something there.
Oh yeah.
No, I think they're probably they had a meeting when he was elected, and they were like, don't invite this blabbermouth to any of our cocaine.
Yeah.
Meetings. And then he just capped about it, and he accidentally revealed the truth about what they get up to. And I think the guys leading these orgies are probably Kevin McCarthy and Steve Scalise. Well, Steve Scalise's got to remove his shit bag before he, takes part in any of the fun.
He could still do cocaine, but allegedly,
he puts it in his through a catheter.
According to some rumors, would not have the necessary equipment for the orgy. He could possibly go around eating everyone's pussy. Who knows? That is what I've heard.
But the thing though is I know the right the right wing in this country, they have a reputation as being prudes and fucking they not liking to party. But I mean, these guys are all fucking demons. I mean, they love to party. They love drugs. They love fucking orgies. They love doing gay shit. They love doing it's a group grope, Bob. Madison, is that your finger up my asshole?
Yeah, what, they don't believe in anything, so what the hell are they there for?
No, it's they have money and power, and with money and power comes the freedom to engage in things that you punish other people for.
Absolutely.
It's the righteous man has to project as long as you advertise a virtuous style of life to the peons that you're fleecing every day, that is what gives you permission to engage in all of the sick and decadent activities you accuse other people of doing. Just continuing with Saliza here. He says, this is a very big allegation to make without naming any names. I love Saliza's just he doesn't care about the allegation. He's like, just give me the names. Give me their phone number.
I want to be able to rank the fuck styles of Washington's biggest perverts.
Can you imagine being in an orgy and seeing Chuck Grassley there?
Oh my God. Imagine you go to a big, what's that? Capitol Grill. You go to Capitol Grill, you eat 37 ounces of porterhouse. Some guys are passing you a vial. You do a few bumps of 58% purity cocaine in the bathroom. You're feeling terrible. And then they're like, oh, but there's a second act. And you go upstairs to one of those hotel suites that has a living room and everything. And Clay Higgins pops out of a birthday cake.
Come and get it, boys. I'm ringing. He ringing the dinner bell with his old dangus.
We're gonna make a big old roux in my asshole tonight.
Those are probably the best orgies of all time because 98% of the participants ate 4 pounds of beef before.
Yeah. None of them have shit in at least a month.
He goes, Chris Liza says, that's not just my opinion either. Here's North Carolina Republican Senator Tom Tillis on Cawthorn's claims. I thought about the statement. If it's true, then he's got a lot of information to reveal. If it's not true, then he's guilty of being untruthful. And here's North Carolina's other Republican Senator, Richard Burr, when asked about Cawthorn's job performance. That's for his constituents to figure out, but clearly he's been an embarrassment at times. Burr and Tillis were far from alone in expressing concerns. Zanona also noted that House Republicans complained about Cawthorn's remarks during a closed-door session on Tuesday. GOP lawmakers said his comments were upsetting and harmful and complained they were now receiving questions from constituents about it. They also said if his comments are true, then he needs to name names because otherwise it unfairly maligns the entire institution.
Where are these parties? I need to know.
Yes,
I have not been getting invited. This fucking sucks.
This seems so like Tillis and Burr. They've been at odds with the more Trump wing, the wing that Cawthorn more represents, and this does seem like the revenge of the empire right here. They really got him because most of the time, like, yeah, the right of the Republican Party, the insurgent right, the Trump side, they're mostly losers outside of Trump. They can't command the same bag of potatoes, Louis Napoleon's bag of potatoes, that Trump can.
Yeah.
No one fears them in the same way, but they're staying put for now. But this seems like the first thing that one of them has done that has genuinely angered Republican leadership.
Yeah, like they can go to the Nazi rallies all they want. Who cares?
Yeah.
But you getting grandmas in my district calling me and wanting to know, if I'm doing poppers with Mo Brooks. That's too far.
To recap, Cawthorn was charged earlier this month for driving with a revoked driver's license for the second time in 5 years. Boy, this guy loves driving cars. God, and he's so good at it, too. He goes, he recently was recorded on video calling Ukrainian President Zelensky a thug and the Ukrainian government incredibly evil. And last year, CNN reported on allegations of sexual misconduct women made against Cawthorn stemming from his time in college. Cawthorn has denied any wrongdoing. And remember, Cawthorn has been in Congress less than 2 years. Tillis put it best when asked about Cawthorn's allegations of orgies and cocaine use. I thought it was a silly statement, and it's not the first one. But, when you know what, Roger Stone has come to his defense, which is like, if you got Stone in your corner, then, you're getting an invite to an orgy. Stone is going to be pushing his wheelchair in and out of his wife. He's like, Roger, slow down. I can't take it. Shut up, Madison. He's putting the brakes on his wheelchair. Get him to stop. Oh, man. Like, that picture of him coming out of the meeting was something else, though. That was like...
He was definitely crying.
What a fucking pussy. I can't believe... are these Trump guys for real or not? Because, what he could have just made up some names of guys he doesn't like in the GOP. No one cares.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, he's also stupid. He could have said Richard Burr, and the Trump people already hate Burr, and Burr already had that insider trading thing going against him.
Yeah, these guys, they saw an easy way in. But what that means is that they're addicted to that, and when they face any adversity, they just completely fucking collapse.
Yeah. They cannot stand the heat of the crowd booing them, which makes it so that they're not Trump. One of the many things that makes them not Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Democrats have cocaine orgies in Washington, D.C., or are they just not cool enough? They probably used to, but I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
I think everyone does. I think everyone, any powerful person does do some gross sex thing and, probably do cocaine all for the same reason, which is not that they like it, but to show people that they want to bring... They want to show people who are outside that they want to bring in, that they trust them to some extent, which I think is what a lot of this stuff is.
Right, like how they got somebody wants to buy drugs from you, they got to do it in front of you to prove they're not a cop.
Yeah, but I also, I don't know. This whole story made me think of people I know who have done orgies and thought that their life had to. A part of their life and a part of their identity had to be doing orgies and shit like that. And it's always either been people with a deep spiritual yearning, just they hit their late 20s or 30s and they're like, there's got to be more than this. Or it's just, it's people who think they deserve it, which I think is the case in DC. They just think they deserve it.
Chuck Grassley does deserve it, though. Come on.
Yeah, true.
He does. He deserves everything. He's at the DQ.
For you know what.
They're having an orgy with a butter cow. They're all just fucking the butter cow at the Iowa State Fair.
I mean, I think I definitely think it goes on, and I think I don't know. I don't want Steny Hoyer to be doing orgies, but I could see him doing it because it's oh yeah, I deserve this, and if I let you into this shows that I implicitly trust you, and you're gonna Also do all the evil things that like a Democratic or Republican higher up will do.
Yeah, like I mean, like don't even think about voting for lowering prescription drug prices, or else this shit is going to come out. Hey, you remember the DC Madam story and that guy David Vitter and his diaper fetish? Let's talk about what our former president Donald Trump is currently been up to, and that's hitting a hole in one. He hit a hole in one, and this is a statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th president of the United States of America. Many people are asking, so I'll give it to you now. It is 100% true. While playing with the legendary golfer Ernie Els, winner of 4 majors and approximately 72 other tournaments throughout the world, Gene Sowers, winner of the Senior U.S. Open, Ken Duke, and Mike Goods, both excellent tour players, I made a hole in one. It took place at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach, Florida, on the 7th hole, which was playing 181 yards into a slight wind. I hit a 5-iron, which sailed magnificently into a rather strong wind, with approximately 5 feet of cut, whereupon it bounced twice, and then it went clank into the hole. These great tour players noticed it before I did because their eyes are slightly better, but on that one hole only, their swings weren't. Anyway, there's a lot of chatter about it, quite exciting, and people everywhere seem to be asking for the facts. Playing with that group of wonderful, talented players was a lot of fun. The match was Ernie and me, with no strokes, against Gene, Mike, and Ken. I won't tell you who won because I am a very modest individual, and you will say I was bragging, and I don't like people who brag. So congratulations to Donald Trump on hitting a hole in one. What a victory for him.
I'm glad he's still keeping himself entertained. I know it must be tough. He definitely did not do that either, by the way. He's a notorious golf cheat. He lies all the time.
Like Kim Jong-il would say that shit all the time. That he's hit like 900 holes. Didn't Kim Jong-il said that he played 18 holes of golf and hit a hole in one on every one of them?
I mean, who knows though? Like you hear that, you also hear that he executed his uncle by stuffing him with gunpowder. Who knows what the hell is going on up there in North Korea? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, and maybe he's that good of a golfer.
It would be funny if like both things are true. It's like, oh, he actually like did execute his uncle with an anti-aircraft gun, and when people leave North Korea, they cry when they see grain because they've never seen it before. But also, Kim Jong-il hit a hole in one every time he played golf,
and he could slam dunk from half court.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I mean, if everything's true, like, kind of leaves us where we were.
Yeah. It's a mixed bag.
It's a mixed bag over there. Then.
Like everywhere. Nobody's perfect.
Speaking of North Koreans crying when they see grain, did you see that fucking nitwit Ann Applebaum talking about like Russian soldiers? Like she was like, oh, like we're hearing reports that Russian soldiers are like, crying, or like they feel like they've been lied to because of what a nice country Ukraine is. Like calls to mind, 1945 when soldiers in the Red Army looked at how prosperous and nice a country Germany was and thought, hey, maybe communism isn't all that great. And then they went crazy and killed everyone and raped everyone.
Yeah, so Ukraine has a GDP per capita 1/3 that of Russia's, or less than 1/3 actually. Everyone's capping.
And maybe, hey, that's probably skewered by oligarchs. A couple guys with super yachts will push that in one direction. But Ukraine is still, compared to like even the other countries of Eastern Europe, the other post-Soviet republics, is like half the GDP. It's like it's not that great.
No, man. Ukraine is a smaller GDP than North Macedonia.
Yeah.
I do not buy this. I'm sorry.
But like to Ann Applebaum's point about like, oh, this calls to mind the Red Army in 1945. To the extent that they did mete out a horrible vengeance against the German people, I think it probably had more to do with the 20 million Russians that were killed during World War II rather than any jealousy they had over the nice shit they had in Berlin.
Kill my entire family and make me eat rats. That's one thing. But you have streetlights? Oh, you're dying.
Oh, okay.